NFT world, what's up? My name is Gen Furukawa. Today, I want to walk you through my experience buying an NFT pre-reveal, what I learned, mistakes I made, things I'm going to do differently. So hopefully you can learn and not make the same mistakes I did. So just a little bit of context. The project is Shinsei Galverse. So I'm in a paid alpha group where there was a little bit of hype. It was pre-reveal. So it was at the pre-sale allow list. So anybody who was on the whitelist was able to purchase. It minted at like 0.077 ETH. And at that point, there was a lot of demand. So at its core, they're aiming to be the first NFT anime. So these are some Japanese artists who are creating this kind of metaverse or anime game. It looks really cool. The team is fully doxed. They have some great vision, and ultimately the goal is that this would be an NFT to build an anime around. So let's see on the roadmap here. The very last thing is Wagma. We're going to make an anime together. So it's the first Web3 community-driven anime. That line kind of got me because at this point where there is a lot of saturation, I think that it's going to be some of these first projects that will make a lasting impact. So it might be, say, CryptoPunks, which is maybe the first NFT, or arguably it was CryptoKitties, or it might be NBA Top Shot, which might be the first sports-related NFT. This might be the first anime, the first Web3 community-driven anime. So I thought that was cool. So I bought into the hype. I bought in when it was on its way up. It was 0.45 ETH. The Etherscan transaction of the purchase is here. So it was 0.448 ETH, and then $31 in transaction fee, 0.01 ETH for the gas fee. So this was the most expensive NFT that I bought, and I bought it a little bit into the hype. So at this point, it was Thursday evening or Thursday afternoon. Thursday night, it got up to 0.65, which was quite surprising. I thought that was cool. In a few hours, it had increased 50%. And that was my first mistake, is that I didn't set an expectation of what I wanted to get out of this. Was I holding for the long term until this anime actually went live? Or was I just going for a quick flip and I should have been happy with, say, 0.2? Or did I want a bigger flip and I wanted it to flip to maybe 0.7? I don't know what's realistic. That might have been a little bit high, but what I should have done is just written it down explicitly on paper so that I know the plan going in and I'm not getting distracted or taken off course by FOMO or thoughts that this is going to pump higher. I didn't really have a plan. I just thought that it was a cool project. I thought that it was going up, and I thought that could ride that wave higher. And so that was my first mistake. I'm going to write down a plan from now on. Now, the reveal party was Friday at 7 p.m. Central Time. So I was watching closely. The first time I'd been into a Discord private reveal party, which was basically the project creators talking about the project, talking about their vision, talking about the long-term play. You could see there were about 600 people in the Discord audio, and they had a DJ playing. They had music going. It was kind of like Japanese anime that I think would complement the actual anime. And it was interesting because you could also see some notable faces. So, for example, there was the creator of Cool Cats. There was the co-founder of Curious Addies. And so there are other different whales. At the same time, I was in the Discord group and there were screenshots of, hey, look, Sneaky Ninja Pants bought in, or the floor is being swept. Basically, all the lowest price NFTs were being purchased, thereby raising the floor price and increasing the price and therefore demand. So these were kind of like interesting telltale signs. Leading up to the reveal, there was a lot of demand, there's a lot of hype, and I could see I was tracking some of the real-time transactions on OpenSea. So under the activity tab, I was going through and seeing minute by minute, there was this being sold for, say, 0.5, 0.6. I think pre-reveal, it might have gotten up to 0.65 ETH. Again, I could have sold at that point, but I thought I was a little bit late in the game. Let's see what happens, because I've never actually been through the reveal part. So it reveals, and basically what a reveal is they just change the API endpoints on their end. So all of a sudden, what was, everybody has the exact same placeholder text, which was basically something similar to this. All of a sudden, they say, all right, they're changing, the metadata is being refreshed, and all of a sudden, everybody's profile picture changes to be the specific NFT that they have. And so I'll show you the one that I got. was this one. I'm like, okay, cool. It was actually not quite along the style that I was looking for. I thought it might have been more of like a nostalgic 90s feel, but it looked cool. And so everybody of the 8,888 had a different character. But the thing is, this is where the value comes in. Every character has a different set of rarity traits. So that's where some of these rarity tools come into play, is how you know how rare yours is immediately. They refresh the metadata. Everybody kind of could go to, say, Trait Sniper or Rarity Sniffer. I have Trait Sniper here, and how fast the rarity data is calculated, it shows up, and I could see out of the 8,888, I had ranked 4790. So as it says here, it's common. It's like, nothing great. And so here's what's interesting. I had known going in that post reveal, the price would plummet. The floor price would dump, where people like me who had these hopes that their NFT would be rare. There would be like a 1% or a top 10%. But it turns out like, 90% of the people are not going to have that rarity. So they're just going to dump. And they're going to dump probably as the price is going down. So there's a market being had there where, say, the floor price was at 0.65 on reveal. And then all of a sudden, people are just dumping. So the floor price will plummet quickly. Now, I was looking at my rarity and saying, oh man, it's not great. And I had 0.45 in. I basically wanted to break even. I felt that this was a learning lesson. So I was okay breaking even. I listed it, no bites at that point. I still have it listed here, 0.69 ETH, which should be a small profit. I listed that because I'd seen others that had about my rarity get that recently. So we'll see how that goes. The point is that the rarity tools are really important. And this is where there's an opportunity to either snipe one that is underpriced, or you can maybe earn some that you can oversell, or you can get a nice, handsome price tag for something that may not necessarily merit that once everything has settled and the rarities are well determined. So the takeaway here is to use rarity tools. In all disclosure, I'm working on building a rarity tool so that this will be very clearly established with our tool, the Yeti, that you know what the rarity rating and ranking is. For this purpose, I was using Trait Sniper, and it was quite seamless, but that's really helpful to know, as well as what the sales velocity and the price is, so that if you're looking to dump post reveal, you might know where the market price is. And to determine that, I was kind of eyeballing, okay, so something kind of like middle of the road here. I was trying to find others in the activity tab, which if we go here in the activity tab, we can see, and so Trait Sniper will pull up. So I have 4790, for example. Maybe, this 6909 is sold for 0.23. I think I saw some that were selling for a little bit higher earlier. But anyway, the point is to be as informed as possible, use these data points to your advantage so that you can either snipe or you can sell at a premium. The last lesson that I learned is to play the long game. Now, I don't have a lot of ETH to play with. So if I were to bet on this project, I'd ideally not want to lock up liquidity in this. So I put in 0.45 ETH. Ideally, I would not want to tie that up in this project. I think I should have been more clear-cut and transactional in that I'm going to put 0.45 in. I'm going to hope for 0.2 out. And so I saw in a Discord group that somebody who was selling their Galvers, and the rationale that they made in their mind was, would I rather have 0.2 ETH now or 0.5 ETH in 6 months? And so there's an opportunity cost because everybody has their certain limit of liquidity. There's an opportunity cost if you have that 0.5 ETH tied up in a project that you can't buy anything else when new opportunities come up. That's where you have to think of this trade-off, and you have to go in knowing what your strategy is, knowing the numbers that you're trying to hit, and then sticking to that, having the discipline to say, you know what, I made my 0.2 in a day, I'm going to just cash out. And so I should have done that. I didn't. So where are we now? Here's my plan. I still have my NFT. It's probably valued about half of what I put in. I could definitely sell it on the floor at, say, 0.2, not 0.214. That's not ideal. So I'm going to hold. I don't foresee this thing continuing to drop because, like I said, I think that the team is great. I think the vision is great. I think the artwork is really cool, but I don't know if I necessarily want to stay in. Ideally, going in, I had thoughts that this might be the first anime version, and it's along the lines of Azuki, which is another blue chip, maybe 25 ETH floor, something. And could this be it? Maybe. But that's what gets a lot of us is that we think far higher things and have bigger aspirations and hope than what's realistic. And so for this, I listed it at 0.69. This is kind of like a meme number in the NFT space, I guess. Who knows if I'll get it? I'm listing it. There's no fee on OpenSea to list a project. If I sell it, awesome. If not, I'll just hold on to it. And here's what I know is that the price will pump or can pump based on news and updates. And in the reveal party, the team was talking about some of these exciting things that they have planned in the next few weeks. And I think if they're strategic about it, maybe they have some things prepared in their back pocket and we'll just slowly drip those out to continue interest in the project and continue the floor price to see it increase. So that's what I've learned in this experience trading NFTs is to just have a plan, be okay stacking small wins, not go for the moon, and try and maintain some liquidity so that I can get into other projects because, again, with a limited source of ETH, I got to be strategic with what I'm trying to do and slowly stack the small profits over time. So with that said, please subscribe so that you can stay abreast of what I'm doing and I can share that with you. I look forward to seeing you in the next time.